Hi, my name's Peyton Odell. I currently live in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I was born in Charleston, and now I live in Myrtle Beach. I'm currently enrolled to get my electrical engineering technology degree. I want to do that to have a more stable job and a better source of income so I can start taking care of my family, because I am currently engaged to the love of my life, Mackenzie Plummer. We met, she goes to the CCU campus, she's becoming a teacher, and we actually met through that way. I am a very active hunter. I love fishing. I love boating. It's just, it's my hobbies. I'm more of an outside person than an indoor person. I like being outside when I can. Not so much like being inside. A story from my past would probably be when I was active duty. I currently serve in the National Guard, but I did do 3 years active duty where I was stationed overseas in Germany. In that time, we would deploy to different countries like Poland, Lithuania, Croatia, the country of Georgia. This story actually comes from when I deployed to the country of Georgia. When I deployed there, we did a 6-month rotation where we would go there we were there to basically deter Russian aggression. We would go there to help train the local army on how to, work with the Americans, because the country of Georgia is actually currently trying to join NATO, but in order to do so, they have to teach English in their school systems, which none of the Georgians actually speak a lick of English, so they're actually working on trying to get teachers sent to other places to learn English and then come back and teach it in their school systems, because they want to try to join the NATO alliance, which it's a big step for them, and I really hope that they can do it. But we were there to help train and just kind of help the boost along process and just be there. So when we got there, I was sent on basically what we call before everyone else. A group of us were sent there to collect our vehicles, because our vehicles were shipped across the Red Sea. That's how they are. That's how they're transported there, because we can't fly them because our vehicles were too big and heavy. So when we get there, we collect our vehicles and we get into what we call a convoy, which is just a line of all the vehicles. Our base that we were traveling to from the port was probably about 13 to 16 hours away. So, and we were told that most of the Georgians liked us, but like anywhere, some people do, some people don't. So when I showed up there, I was under the aspect of like, oh, this is just going to be another rotation, nothing new, nothing special. It was hot, really, really hot. You get out of your vehicle and the air blowing would literally just feel like the sun was just blowing on you. There was the wind just was hot. It was horrible. It was my first time in an actual desert environment. So I was, 110 to 130 degrees a day. And then it was like 85, 90 degrees at night. Like, it's crazy. First time I ever was in a desert. It was definitely a different environment. I got a good tan out of it though. But so when our convoy started, things were going well. We were just moving along, getting our work done, driving along, and all of a sudden, the convoy came to a stop. And I was actually the only person there that was medically qualified at the time. I'm not a medic. I am actually an infantryman, but I was the only one in the convoy at the time that was medically able to help people, because I was trained through a course to be able to help medically. They go across our radios and they holler for me, so I come running up. One of our vehicles had caught on fire. The vehicle was, it's something you just never expect. So we open up the vehicle and I start pulling people out and, start helping people where I can. And then once we got the fire put out in the vehicle, I began to start trying to work on it, try to get it fixed, but it was done. It was all burnt up. There was nothing much we could do with it. And, it was probably one of the crazier things I've ever seen in my time when I was in the Army. I never had to pull people out of a burning vehicle and then try to put the fire out and then go in there and try to fix it. But the vehicle was completely torched. There was nothing we could do about it. And so we had to wait for a wrecker to come and pick up the vehicle and take it away. But in that time, I really thought about it, and I was like, I've gone that was at that time I was about 2 years in. I've gone 2 years without seeing anything like that, and and I started getting kind of complacent, and I felt like I was, like, I got nothing to worry about. This is just everyday traveling things. Like what do I got to worry about? These rotations and stuff were just like training rotations, so we never seen combat or anything. But after seeing that, it kind of put a realization in my head that I was like, hey, you really need to think about this kind of stuff, because you got to keep your head, and you need to stay where you are and focus on what's going on at the time, because you never know what could happen. I never expected a fire to ever happen in a vehicle. I never experienced it in my life. And the next thing I know, I'm pulling people out of a vehicle that's on fire, trying to keep them from burning. It's just like, it's something I never thought about at the time. And I was thinking, oh, this is just easy cakewalk stuff, everyday life. And then something new came out of it and kind of gave me a new perspective of, hey, you need to kind of like take everything kind of more seriously, because you never know what happened. You never know what could happen at any time or moment. So that's kind of what I ended up learning from that story was, I just need to make sure I'm always there and I'm always focused, because I never know what really could happen at any time or moment.